welcome. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy. As always, very warm welcome. Thanks for watching the video today. Today's one of my little experimental videos. A bit like you people, I'm sure you watch lots of other channels. I like to watch stuff from Mark Crossfield and many other YouTubers. And the video that I saw a little while ago was Mark Crossfield talking about how different shafts, really very different shaft flexes and weight he could hit and not see that much difference in performance. Now, as a golf club fitter, which I do for a living and a coach, I spend a lot of time fitting people to get the correct shaft in. And I think the gist of Mark Crossfield's argument was it didn't really matter that much to him what shaft he used. He was saying that because he's quite a skilled golfer, which he is, he could adapt his swing to suit the club, be it like I've got here, a Ping G LE 7 iron with an ultralight graphite shaft in. Then he could go to a much stiffer, heavier shaft and still hit the ball quite well. So I'm going to conduct my own little bit of research on this. I'm going to get over in the hitting area in a minute and do exactly that. I'm going to take two shafts which are completely opposed to each other, very lightweight ladies, and then I'm going to go to a very heavy, extra stiff shaft, and we're going to see how we get on. So stay tuned. Could be quite interesting, this one. Okay everybody, made it over into the hitting area. Let's tell you a little bit more about what I'm using. I'm going to start off with the, I'm going to use the Ping G LE head in here for both of these tests. I'm just going to swap the shafts out. Now, is this test right or wrong? I don't really know. It's a bit of fun really, just to see what happens. Fitted into this club, and we'll put some spec down at the bottom. I've got the ULT 230 L-Flex shaft. Quite lightweight. Club's half an inch shorter than what I would normally use. Loft of this club is somewhere around about 30 degrees. It's a 7 iron. It's got a standard ladies grip fitted on here. And I'm just going to hit some shots. I'm on the belfry, I'm on the 18th hole. I've set the green down at about 155. It plays a little bit uphill. Greens are set to soft. Got Callaway Chrome soft golf balls. And I'm just going to hit some. Let's just go. I'm not knowingly changing my swing here to suit the club. I'm just going to put my golf swing on it, good or bad, and see what happens. That was a bit thin to start with, but quite a good result. Just hit it a bit at the bottom, really. That's why the trajectory was quite low. Let's go again. Build a little bit of club speed as we go. Better. That's down the middle of the club. So, here's some things that we'd expect to happen here. Let's find out what the club speed was on that shot. Now remember, I'm using GC2 here with 8 HMT, the head measurement technology. So it does underdo ball speed, club speed a little bit. It's saying about 85 miles an hour. That's probably closer to about 88. So using a lady shaft at 88 miles an hour, we generally expect that ball to go a lot more left than it's done. Okay, and as you can see, it did go a little bit left. Just check out some more numbers while we've got the screen up. Launched it at 18.5 degrees, got a spin rate of 5,200, I've got a carry distance of 161, and predicted distance 178, we'll ignore that number. And you look at the shot shape of it, yeah, I mean, it did have a little bit of draw in it, but by no means was it out of control. Interesting, isn't it? Let's hit a couple more. Now, not blowing my own trumpet, I'm not saying I'm the best golfer in the world. I don't play a lot of competitive golf anymore, if any. I have played golf to a good standard. I do have the ability, I think, to control the club face. Now, what I'm not sure about here with this experiment, am I unknowingly changing the way I swing this golf club to accommodate this shaft being too light, too flexible? Am I making little adjustments maybe in the way I deliver the club? I don't know, is the simple answer to that. Let's go in and hit some more. Oh, shocking swing. That's right at the bottom again. Got away with it. Just horrid. Should delete that one, but I'll leave it in there for your entertainment. Don't think I could have got further ahead of that if I tried. Okay, let's go again. Yeah, not a great strike, turned it over a little bit. Now I'm not sure if that's the shaft or me. I would tend to say that's my poor delivery of the club on that one. Going one more. That's a swing. And look at that. You know, when I feel I've delivered a decent swing to it, that ball has literally gone dead straight. 155 carry, ball flight, super neutral, good numbers. So I think these shots here, these were bad strikes. These were thinned. These here was more the way I delivered the club, I think. Or was it the shaft giving in a little bit? So, we're going to pause the video just for a second. I'm going to change the shaft over and I'll show you what we're going to hit next. Alright, switch's been done. I don't actually have anything really extra stiff in my fitting equipment. The stiffest shaft I've got here is a Project X 6.0, which is not exactly extra stiff, it's probably more like stiff. We'd really want a 6.5 or even a 7 maybe to get an extra stiff in this, but this'll do. Standard men's length, so ½ inch longer than the previous club I was hitting, substantially heavier. Again, I'll put down some details down there of how much shaft this weighs. Again, I've no idea how this is going to go. I haven't pre-tested this, so I know nothing what's going to happen here. Let's hit a couple of shots. Okay, so immediately it looks like I've got a little bit more carry on that, potentially, maybe not. I'll tell you how it feels in a minute. Remember, it's the same head here, which I'm using as in the first test. Again, pretty much on top of the last one, almost identical those two. Go in and look at the numbers. Again, I think the reason that that ball's going a little bit left is my golf swing. You know, I'm starting it on target with a little bit of face closure potentially, which is just making it go slightly to the left. And start this one a little bit more to the right. And then let the natural draw bring it in. That was pretty good. Let's get in there and have a quick look at that, and then we'll do some comparisons, shall we? So that last shot there, about as good as I can hit it, I would say. And we have got a club speed 87. Remember, we're going to add a little bit on for not having HNT. It's probably closer to 90. 167 carry, spin rate just under 5,000 from an 18-19 degree launch. Let's bring up the numbers. Again, I'm going to pause the video just for a minute. We'll get the camera in a little bit closer and we'll have a little comparison between these two shafts. Okay, so I've done a little bit of fiddling around here with the numbers. There's couple of thins with the GLE lady shaft. I've taken those out just to try and make things as fair as possible. So let's have a look at the numbers with the lady shaft fitted. Club speed there, average was 82.5 miles an hour. We talked about how you can look at ball speed, club speed, 82.5, 112 ball speed. Let's go to the extra stiff. Now remember, the extra stiff shaft was ½ inch longer. Longer club, would we expect to swing the club a little bit faster? I'd expect so. Club speed's gone up, what, from 82.5 to 86. And the ball speed's gone from 112 to just under 117. Okay. Let's look at launch angles. Nothing in it. Would there be? Again, this is the argument. This is where we're going to have a discussion, isn't it? 19.1 with the lady shaft, 18.9 with the extra stiff. Backspin rate. This is where it gets quite interesting. Would we expect a stiffer shaft with a kick point that's a little bit higher, okay, to deliver a little less backspin? My gut feeling would be yes, I would. What was the difference? With the lady shaft, my backspin rate there was 51.56, 5,156, and with the extra stiff or stiff shaft in there, 4,850. That's a very minimal difference. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? Well, it's to me. You may have nodded off by now, but I'm finding this quite interesting. Launch angles we talked about. So the big one that we're looking at is distance. 156 carry with the lady shaft, 165 with the stiff shaft. 9 yard difference. Was that down to a little bit of club speed? Quite possibly. That surprises me. And what I think is happening here, obviously I felt lots of differences, length being one, ½ inch difference in length, that feels like a lot to me. This shaft a lot heavier, because it is a big difference in the graphite. But what I expected with the lady shaft there was it to feel completely out of control. I thought I would turn it over, hook it, pull it, whatever. And when I did that, it was more me than the club. So again, was I self-adjusting? Was I unknowingly there, trying not to release the club as much? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Which shaft felt better overall? Well, this one, the steel shaft did, because that's what I'm used to using. But I kind of somehow managed to make the lady shaft work for me. And if I had a full set of those, could I play golf with them? Could I make them work? I guess I could. And this throws up the whole question, doesn't it? Custom fitting. I still believe that custom fitting is definitely worth doing, because it's very important to me to get the right shaft in there for the person who's buying the golf club, be it the weight, the flex, the length and all the rest of it. So we're not for 1 minute saying that custom fitting is a load of old rubbish, because it's not. We know it's highly important. But am I somehow self-adjusting to suit the lady's shaft without knowing it? That's the question I want to put out there and get your opinions on. As always, thanks for taking your time to watch my videos. I appreciate it. I'm not sure, I think I've created more questions than answers during this video, which I'll get your opinions on, which is great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click on the button down there, then you'll be able to get alerts as well. If you click on the little bell icon, you'll get a little alert when I post new stuff. And I look forward to hearing what you think about this subject. It's been interesting. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.